Hello guys, this is Dharam Singh, and with me a very beautiful lady, Viviane. She is from Rome, Italy, and she's going to talk about her journey, what she did for PgMP and how her life has changed after PgMP. So before I get herself to introduce, let me talk about myself. I am PgMP, PfMP, and I have been training professionals with PgMP, PfMP, PMP, and other certificate since 2009. So I was in Australia, lived there for 21 years, and now I am living in US. I don't know if it's a really good move or not, but anyway, it is what it is. So I like to appreciate everyone to take the time out, especially when it's a difficult time for most of the people. Everybody are worried about at the moment with coronavirus going around, and some people are getting personally impacted personally with the financial impact, the job losses, or other kind of, because of lockdown situation, many problems are going on. So I have been telling my students and my friends, so this is the best time to skill yourself and make yourself ready for the coming future. And coming future, I like to say it should be better and good. I'm a very optimistic person, but we have to be little realistic as well, because things are changing. A lot of businesses are getting impacted, and you like it or not, some people will lose jobs. And this is the time, if you are skilled and you have experience, your chance of surviving or growing is going to be much higher. So while you are still at lockdowns in houses, so it is a good time for you to look for what other skills you can grab in the meantime, which can add value to your profession or career opportunities, which is coming in future. So, please just reach out to me or Viviane for anything we can help you. So today we're going to talk about our journey and what she did and what's the result after. Actually, she passed. You passed in 2018.
2018, yes.
Yeah. So she joined along with her friend Vincenzo. I'm not sure Vincenzo is there. Vincenzo, if you're there, say hi on the questions. And Mangala, she, there's a three people group, and I'm very glad to say all the three people passed the PgMP with the flying colors. And a good thing is Viviane and Vincenzo were studying together, and they did the exam on the same day in the same session, probably sitting next to each other, and they passed together. So that was, I was a little worried, what's going to happen. I like to see every 100% result. And when they both called, I was very happy to see that both of them passed with very, very good results. Were you sitting next to each other? Probably not.
We continue to work together until March, I would say. But now our path will diverge a little bit because I'm going to change assignment. I'm going to change.
Yeah, so that's fine. Okay, so people already who know me that I have been training PgMP wise. I love numbers, by the way. As of now, I have 274 PgMPs from 40 countries now. So Italy, probably, I think we have 15.
In total, 17.
17, and out of 17, I think I have 6 people who've gone through my program. So Italy is another place I have lots of people. Middle East, I have lots of people like Saudi Arabia and UAE, India, USA. So I'm feeling very excited about this. And with the PfMP, I got my PfMP in 2018. Since then, we start teaching. So far, I have 100% pass results in the PfMP. I can't say the same thing with my PgMP because it started in 2009. That time I was learning, but now my pass rate is very, very high. So you can see that 3 out of 3 from the group, that is 100% pass. Vincenzo, Viviane, and Mangala. Yes. So with enough from my side, I have lots of questions for Viviane, and we will have interactive sessions. And feel free to put your questions as and when you feel. We'll try to cover as many questions as we can. I think this is already a lot of people joined. 30 people already already joined. So yeah, so this is a very good group. I'm very excited to see that people are eager to learn and excited to gain something out of this. So hope Viviane and I can add some value to your learning and maybe motivate you to take another step and go all the way to do your PgMP, PfMP, or any other certificate you're trying to do. So with no further delay, Viviane, would you like to say a few words about who you are and where are you working, and something,
Sure.
2 minutes about yourself?
Sure. So as I said, I'm located in Rome, in Italy, and I have 30 years of experience, so I'm young. And I started playing the role of PMP, of project manager, around 2000, and then I got my PMP certification in 2005, still with Vincenzo, by the way. So we already studied at that time together for the PMP certification. And then I continued with project management. I worked for HP, at the very beginning, Procter & Gamble, HP, and now DXC Technology. And so I continued to work as a project manager, taking always more responsibility. So projects that could be local projects, and then they became country projects, regional projects, and then global projects. And then I ended to do program management. And I worked mostly on global clients. Okay, so the programs I led were really impacting. They were really related to global clients, so multiple sites, for example, users that could be from really from Australia to Peru, and so it was really an exciting time. So. And at the end, as you said, because of the program management work that I did in 2018, we took the program management as well, certification.
Yeah.
And
good. Thank you. So you have worked for DXC, you worked for HP in a great roles. So you have PMP as well. You have PMP, PgMP
yes.
now. Any other certificate you have done so far?
Sorry?
Any other certification you have added to your profile?
So far, well, we did internally to DXC also the SDM certification, which is part of Agile. And so far, I have to say, I may think at ACP or something related to Agile. But I really don't know. I did not take yet any decision. Procrastinating a little bit.
Yeah. Next, you should think about PfMP very soon. Portfolio management. Okay.
Fully.
So good. Thank you. So Viviane, I have a few questions for you. As I mentioned, you have seen this question, so you probably know these questions. So audience will put some more questions. I can see a few questions already. Guys, Ali, can you confirm that you can hear me now? I saw your note that you can't hear me. Everybody can hear us? Okay, so Ali has confirmed. So that's fine. Nobody. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so Viviane, how has PgMP reshaped your career perspective? So you got in 2018. So you can say it's almost actually more than 2 years since you got your PgMP. So I like to know, people like to know, what has changed since you got a PgMP? Any change in your salary, any change in your position in your organization, or anything else? Your promotion, or maybe you're getting better visibility?
Yeah. Okay. So when I decided to take the PgMP, I was already playing really global program management. Okay, so I could not probably think at even something more. But really, what I could see, really when you meet with the client and you meet with other new colleagues, etc., and they ask you the question, okay, are you project manager certified? And then the answer was, I mean, naturally, yes, I am. Actually, I'm also program manager certified. And like, I could see the light in the eyes of the people, like, I could not imagine, seriously. So you said it earlier. We have a little number of program managers in the world, okay? And in Europe, there are even very few, okay?
Very tiny, yeah.
Very tiny. And the management client recognize this. So every time I had to meet with other people, new people, like, okay, hi, hello, my name is Viviane Arazi. Okay, so now you happen to meet and to talk to each about what you do, etc. And then really always I saw the surprise in their eyes, like, wow. And typical Italian thing, wow. So was really a surprise in terms of let's say work and salary. I have to say, in Italy at least, we don't have a strict correlation between the type of certification that we have and salary increase, but rather with the accountability that you have and the performance that you have. So luckily, I continue to get still global programs, and clients are happy to work with me. So
yeah,
that's really something perfect for me, because I continue to manage the work that I really like. So that's
yeah.
for me, it's perfect.
Yeah, the biggest change I noticed, Vivian, with you before you started and after the program, your language changed, because once you go through the standard for program management, you learn a lot of terminologies. You get to know why we really have to do this. You know,
Absolutely.
justification of doing business case, justification of program charter, and when you start talking in terms of benefit management. So people who know you before, hang on, what is the benefit all about? What is the benefits management all about? And that's a very big impact.
You know? Because when you do project management, you really take care. Yes, you talk with the stakeholder. That's, of course, it's something that you have to do. Actually, 80% of the time, so the manual say, right? You have to spend it on communication, etc. But you take care that to have the activity done as it must be done, okay? Because that's the program management gives you a completely different mindset. So you are totally spot on. It's really changing view, okay? So it's changing, absolutely.
Exactly. And you're right. You said, you know, that very little number of people PgMP, like, you know, only at the moment is around 3,100 PgMP after 11 years, not even, actually more than that. Started in 2007. So after 13-14 years, we have only 3,100 PgMP. Yeah, there's many factors around that why we have so less number of people can ask me. One is one, of course, this is PMI has not promoted as it should be, and that's why people like me come in pictures, we start blogging. But the other thing is, many companies are not realize the importance of this certificate. And as and when they feel they find a good candidate and they are getting more value from them, they start asking for these certificates. So I did one research on search on LinkedIn just yesterday. There were 657 PgMP roles in United States at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's a good number. In total PgMP in United States around 1,200. So it's a 1-to-2 ratio. But in reality, there are not everybody looking for job. So let's say let's say 300 people looking for job. So you have 1 in 2 chance of getting the good job. So that's the advantage you're getting.
Absolutely.
And you're putting yourself against the other PMPs. So most of the people are PMP, and they see you are PMP, but also PgMP. That gives you an immediate benefit.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, good. Okay, so probably you have already answered. Let me ask: how did your PgMP journey started, and what made you to decide to go for PgMP? I know it's a not easy decision to make.
So 2 years ago, I was working for a client and the contract was over. So we were doing, working on the transition program, but we knew that, after a few months, that contract was going over. So it was, I thought, I needed something really fresh. It was kind of, the trigger was, that period was kind of depressing because we worked on that contract for several years with a lot of people, global clients, so people again from lots of countries. So with that contract that was ending, it was sad because I was going not to work anymore with lots of people of those, releasing all those people. So wanted something fresh. And Vincenzo also was working with that. So we started talking about, okay, what do we do, etc. We take a new certification because the PMP one was in 2005. So let's take another certification, ACP, PgMP, ACP, PgMP. But actually, the profile, we were already playing the role of the program manager. So that profile was perfect for the application as program manager. So that's why at the end we, after thinking about okay, what to do, etc., we start looking at how to get that certificate. Okay, so checking on which books and okay, we need a mentor and how to find a mentor and investigate on on LinkedIn, on internet, etc., what to do. And poor guy in front of me.
I know there were so many questions you and Vincenzo had for me, and I'm asking you now, but at the time Vincenzo and you had a list of questions, and I know Vincenzo is smiling there. We can't see him, but I'm sure he's smiling. So you had a list of questions, and one after other, how are you going to add value, and what is your strategy, and this and that. I was like, oh my God, it's like a job interview for me.
I have to say, Dharam, in fairness, we had a lot of questions because it's really, at least not my habit to go like, I pick the first thing that I can have and go for it. We looked into internet and there were different mentoring programs, etc. So we asked lots of questions, and to be honest, I have to say, really, it came from the bottom of the heart, like, okay, he is the man. He is the one who may have the patience to work with us in this journey. So, yeah, you remember, that was really...
Thank you.
I thought that you did not want us anymore after the... like, no.
No, that's a good session to have. And I'm happy to talk to anyone who is thinking, who has questions. And I know it's a big investment. So for people, not only for PgMP, $800, but if you are taking mentorship from anyone, so it's an investment. And I like to see that you should see as an investment, because after the PgMP, your life is going to change. So of course, ask me questions. I will be more than happy to answer any questions and make you comfortable. It's no good that you find somebody is a great teacher or trainer, but your frequency is not matching. If you're not matching, then it's all waste. So it's better to have a quick call with me and say, if this is the right person, we are having frequency match, Dharam can understand my situation. So that will be the best thing for you.
And I want also to recognize, by the way, if people did not connect the dots, that I'm here talking in this webinar. After 2 years, I did PgMP with you. Okay, so it was mid of May when I did pass the test. Okay, and after 2 years, I'm doing this, and this is not something random that is happening. Just for everyone know, Dharam is not only a person who really helped during the journey to get the PgMP certification, but to be honest, I was able to bore him even after with maybe questions, and can you please read proof this for me, and can you help me with that? And the poor guy is there always to help me. So it's not just a random thing that I'm here. It's because I have to say, and I have to thank you for this. Every time I ping you and send you an email, hey, can you help me with this? What is your opinion on that? You always helped me and you always supported me. So thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. It's a every word is a big meaning for me. So it's a thank you.
It's really from the heart.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. So moving on to next question. Probably yes. So I may be repeating, but I think yeah. So what was the challenge you faced during your PgMP journey, and how did you resolve them?
Okay, so I have to say that the biggest challenge was really studying while I was working. So when it was end of January, when we decided to start, it was the very first lesson that we did also with you. And the certification was, I mean, we meant to have it by May. So on mid-May, we did it. And so in the meanwhile, I was also working. And to be honest, the standard of program management, I mean, it's really, you look at it and you think, okay, that's doable. I mean, after all, it's like this, it's doable. I mean, I can do it studying from at 5:30 every day. I need really to do any extra effort to stop working at 5 o'clock, which is the normal working hour, okay, so that I can study before dinner. But that did not work at all, okay? So I had to change the things on the other way around, studying in the morning. So I woke up earlier in the morning, be fresher to study better, etc. And study on Saturday and Sunday, the evening. I mean, it was really a little bit more complicated. And because after all, it's not just reading the book and memorize things. It was really understand and going deep in whatever it was written there. So doing the sessions and studying, and then start doing the tests, and the tests were failing. And okay, I cry or do not cry. I cry or do not cry. Okay, let's go ahead. And then, you know, it was really tough. And 10 days before the exam, I took the days off, stopped working, just study, testing, studying, cry a little bit, study and test, and ask for, you know, cry on Dharam's shoulder. And I have to say also with Vincenzo's help, I mean, being in two, studying, we were able also to keep the same pace, okay? So like, okay, have you done this? No, you have just to keep up, go ahead. Also, you know, like when you see that I was failing, okay, the test, knowing that he was failing too. I mean, it was not my problem only. So that was also good. It was also good to have, you know, another person studying with you. And anyway, there was also Mangala. So having this group studying together, it was good to see that the challenge was not only on me. It was not just me. It was really complicated to study. So we were all together in it. So it was really good. It was also lots of fun, by the way, with the team.
Yeah.
And at the end, okay, you know, I never told you this, but I was not really like, okay, I'm going there the day of the exam, I'm going to pass it for sure. I was like, okay, am I going, because the questions sometimes are really in the context. So you say, maybe I'm not going to make it, etc. So like, you know, and at the end you do all the questions. I close my eyes like, okay, I don't want to see. And then so pass. The Prometric Center does not allow you to say that, okay, I leave, I go away. And then I think everyone in the area heard me shouting loud, like, yay!
Yeah.
An incredible moment, really. It was like walking on the cloud. I felt like, oh God, that's good.
Yeah, actually you feel like this, you know, especially with PgMP exams like this, you know, of course, because you are becoming now one of the rarest, like 3,000, around 3,000 PgMP. At the time, I think probably it was
2,700.
Yeah, 2,700. So after such a hard journey, and you got the certificate, you have to feel excited. Nobody,
Absolutely.
whatever people think about it, that was a moment.
Absolutely.
So good points. Like you had a plan that you want to wake up in the morning and do some study, and then evening. So it is structured. Saturday, Sunday, you devote it. So you need to put a structured program and keep yourself motivating.
To study constantly.
Exactly.
Was studying constantly. I could not make it just Saturday and Sunday. Even 12 hours a day, it could never be enough.
Exactly. So that's very important to have a plan and try to stick to the plan. I know, and everybody know that life will come with surprises, sometimes work, your home, you have to deal with that. But if you have a vision, you have a plan, nobody can stop you.
Absolutely.
And that's what, and having you in a structured program, like in a mentoring program, every week we are meeting for every 2 hours, and you know what to study for the session, and you start applying the knowledge, and you discuss in the class along with Vincenzo, Mangala, and whoever, and what we see at the moment, laughing, is nothing compared to what we used to have in the class. We laugh, learn, and win. That's what the motto.
Yes, absolutely. It was. That's why I said it was also funny. Sometimes like a studying style, but really having the class laugh a little bit and know that sharing the struggling together, it was really helping as well, because it was otherwise you may give up and say I can't make it. Which is not true. I mean, you can make it. Everyone can make it, but studying in a certain way.
Yeah. So plan and motivation and having write books. And so the next question for you now related to books and material. So which books and material did you go through which help you to pass the exam?
So I focused on the standard of program management, the examination content outline, and again, there every word counts. Really, in one sentence, you can say, okay, it's one sentence. Yeah, every sentence had a very important concept that you had to learn. So these two books must be known. Okay. Then the other thing was the work with you, Dharam, the explanation, also the ideas that you gave us to learn things. Okay, so how to connect the dots, how to the tools that you suggested us, for example, to memorize, to understand better. All these things were key. So we connected the dots. I mean, for the team who is not PgMP, at the end, sometimes it happens that on SPM, in one chapter you have a sentence, and that is connected to another sentence that's in another chapter. So at the end, that was the complexity of it. So with the help of the tool that Dharam suggested us, we were able to connect the things, explanation and support, because really we could deep dive the sentences, every sentence in the SPM. And then we had, I used the book of Ginger Levin for the test, which everyone knows that they are really, really tough, and they totally are. But as everyone say, if at the end you are able to do those tests, you will succeed. That's so true. Okay, so
actually, so her questions are difficult, and Viviane, and anybody who has gone through my program, once you feel comfortable, I like to do that first exam as Dr. Ginger's question. I know it's a difficult question, it's sometimes a lengthy question, and you may fail. That's okay. You failing now is much better than failing the exam. Absolutely. As long as you fail now and recover from that. Go back to the books, look at the ECO, examination content outline and standard, then recover, learn from whatever was missing in your learning. And then now your exam or mock exam will be much different, and your real exam going to be And probably, I know, I don't know if you felt or not, but exam become very easy to go through.
Absolutely, because the tests of Ginger, they are really related to the book. So sometimes when you read the book, you read it, you think you understood the concept, and then you read it fast. In reality, she helps in that way to read carefully everything.
Exactly. And yeah, so you use my question bank, you use my complete reference guide,
That's
and Pathfinder.
so the books and all the work with you that we did on a weekly basis, and the special sessions when we had our personal doubts, for clarification things. I mean, each of these were key for me. So the books, the mentor sessions, and Ginger Levin book for tests.
Yeah, great. I can see very interesting question. So let me read it out for you. Viviane, what type of person have you been able to inspire to go for PgMP?
What type of person?
You were able to inspire to go for PgMP. Have you inspired anybody? I think you are inspiring now at this stage, and when he's sitting in
So.
40 people, 42 people listening to you.
I hope so. Yeah. So I have to say, maybe not really in Italy, but I'm still in contact. You remember I said about the contract with the client that we ended 2 years ago. So at that time, there were really a lot of project managers I was working with, and they are not in Italy, but spread in the world, and some really would like to take this. So because it happens, I maintain the relationship with these people. Sometimes we talk on WhatsApp, etc. So at the end, they are really curious of the type of work that I'm still doing, etc. While they are still doing project management, they help me as in the programs, but they are really doing project management. So they really want to make a level up. Okay, so not in Italy, unfortunately, but in other,
Yeah, I mean, what other thing, Viviane, and other people listening, it's not about the role designation you have in your organization. You may be called as project manager, you may be called senior project manager, but you may be running the programs without you know that you're running program. Because many organizations, they don't know, or they have not gone into that maturity that the mix, the multiple projects and interdependent projects should be called as program or not. So you may be running programs without you know that. So, if any doubts about your eligibility, I will be more than happy to spend time with you and explain it to you. Okay, and he's further asking, engineers. Yeah, I mean, lots of engineers are, doing this certificate, especially Middle East. A lot of people from Middle East, Saudi Arabia, they are in a construction, in UAE, some people in oil and gas as well. So there are all kind of people doing this kind of certificate. So I don't know how to pronounce your Gezen. If you get okay, I'll get there. So I will help you. I will give me a call. You book some time with me. I will talk to you about this. Okay, more senior PMs or different type of CM. So all kind of people are doing this this certificate. Whether you are a project manager, program manager, even PMO, and some of the company head, they have gone into this certification VP level. So it's not restricted only to program managers. And whoever is running job as a program manager, doing a role as a program manager, or who wanted to get into the program manager. So it's not always that you want to have certificate. That's why you're doing it. Maybe learning how to get there as well. That's another way people see. Okay. All right. So we'll come to the questions, more questions. So Viviane, what can a student expect for their career if they take certification under the current global circumstances, especially everybody is worried COVID-19 and losing jobs. So what do you think will help them?
Indeed, as you also said earlier, it's really a sad time, and there are freelancers who may have problems, employees who may have problems and lose their job. So totally, we have a big question mark. So in that time, a certification would be very helpful. Now, here's the thing: if you are playing the role of the program manager, okay? So, and as I was playing the role of the program manager, and I was not program manager certified, but I still was doing it, okay? And you know, you can say it, and that's only word, okay? They are only words, but a certification really demonstrates that you have the knowledge and you have the practice too. Okay, you happen to experience this. You have the knowledge because the PMI Institute say that you have the certification, and to get that certification, you did the application where you said, yeah, I live this experience. I know what we are meaning, what you are talking about. So it's not just that, you know, I'm saying I am a program manager. Yes, okay. You are saying it, but okay, how can you demonstrate this? Yes, you know, 3 years ago, no, I do have a certification. I'm PMI Institute said the experience I did is good enough for the program manager, and recognize that I have the knowledge too, and I'm maintaining the certification because I'm constantly learning to maintain the certification. So if you really have time, it's really important in these days to study and take the certification rather than just say, you know, I think I know, I'm managing it in some way, you know, and just say, take the time, and better to take the certification rather than not.
Yeah, and other thing is, I happen to work with some of the resource providers in Australia, and the feedback I receive, let's say and any job, they get 100, 200, 300 applications, depend upon which country you are, you know. So it is difficult for them to find the right person. You may be the great person, great knowledge, you have great knowledge and you know everything, but unless you can come in their search, it will be difficult for you to get into their eyes. So he said, look, we do some, you know, some strategies we have, like we eliminate people who are coming from overseas, some interstate, some junior people. So that way, you know, one way we can eliminate. By the way, it's just that person's view I'm telling you. And then we look for, let's say, half application gone out. Then we look for at least the person has a PMP. So we eliminate all the non-PMP application, and we look for other certification. Then we can try to bring that 100 or 200 to 20 or 30. Then we start looking in detail, do some research on the LinkedIn or on the Facebook, whatever you're doing in the internet as well. Very, very important. And you know, and this certificate help you to come into the search, into their filter out the non-certified people, and you have a chance to be in the eyes of hiring people. That's more important.
Absolutely. Yeah. Having the certification is better. I mean, it's the best, how do you say, this card, like introduction card that you can have.
Yeah. Another thing is that people say that I'm going to do MBA or PhD. All these are great, but these take a lot of, you need to have patience, and a lot of money is required. And after that, you still not sure if you get the result. And I've seen a lot of MBAs and PhDs, after doing all the, spending 6 years, 5 years in doing these degrees, they come and talk to me like, Dharam, I have to do PgMP because this is the most important thing for my career. Yeah. Okay. I can see the question here. Okay. How many years did you work as a program manager before you set for PgMP exam?
On top of my head, I think I worked as a program manager. I ran like for 5 years. 5 years, I would say.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about, I had three major programs to run, and they were all for more than 1 year.
Exactly. Yeah, by the way, you look, anybody who's listening now, you have to show the minimum requirement. You don't have to think about, I have to have 10 years or 15 years. As long as you can satisfy the minimum required numbers of years, 4 years of program management, 4 years of project management, you are ready for the exam. Okay, so any clarity you need, further clarity on that, please talk to me. I can help you with that. All right, further questions on that. Okay. Okay, how did you finance your PgMP exam? It is very expensive. It is expensive, no doubt. $800 for members and $1,000 for.
But I have to say, really, just to demonstrate how much I believed in it.
Yeah.
It was not paid by my company. I wanted to take it.
Exactly.
I paid for the mentorship. I paid for the exam. So I really believed in it.
Yeah, and I did an exam when PgMP was $1,500 for members, and in those days I was in Australia, and Australian currency was 50% of the US dollar. So 1,500 were actually $3,200 for me. But as you said, you believe in something, expense or finance does not matter much. If you think that this is going to give you value, this will change your life.
That's it.
Yes, it does matter, but you have to see cost benefit analysis. I'm investing $3,000 now, is not that expensive, $3,000, and this is what I'm going to expect after getting the certificate. Okay, all right, so let's see. Okay, do you believe PMI certification like PgMP bridge the gap between employees in this competitive job market? Whether this certification acts as a key differentiator? So we have answered this a little bit. Thanks.
I think it acts, PgMP acts as differentiator exactly because, as we were saying earlier, it gives you a completely different mindset. You have to think in a different way. You don't have to think, oh, I need to check that I'm on. So there are still the project managers in the program. Okay, so you still need to check that the project are working in a certain way. But I mean, the key thing, what I found really amazing of the program management is really to think at a different level. Think at the value that you have to realize. If you don't learn to think in a certain way, I mean, the program is nothing. So you really have to bring that benefit, think in a holistic way. You have to think 360 degrees at everything, whatever can influence negatively your value, even if there is any opportunity that you can take. And then maybe, even if you go to your sponsor and say, you know what, but maybe we can add this piece and we can have even a higher value. Yeah, but it costs more, right? But you have a bigger value, because at the end, it's all around the benefits and the value that you can get. You have to think about all these, about the sustainability, because you don't want that. You want that at the end, whatever you are creating, the value that you are creating is used by someone, is used by the company, is used by the user, by the employee, or by us as citizen. If you are creating something that is used by the citizen, and you want it in a certain way, right? So you really, that's the key thing for me of the program manager, a different mindset.
Yeah, and also, as we told earlier, this is bringing a differentiator, especially when you're applying for job. As I mentioned, if you have PMP, PMP is kind of a hygiene factor. If you don't have PMP, you'd probably, it's going to be difficult. Having PgMP will bring a differentiator for you. If you are competing with another 20 PMP for the same job now, and you also PMP plus PgMP, that will make them to think, okay, why not talk to this person? He has more certificate. Because think about from the point of view of the hiring manager or the agent, like recruitment agent, they like to present the best candidate. And yes, unless they talk to you, they will not know. But at least let me pick the person who who has certificate and also the experience, and that combination is a killing combination. That's where they will pick you and present you in front of the hiring manager. Then what happens to the hiring manager, it also again depends on how you present yourself. So that's definitely a differentiator. Yeah. Okay, so okay, there's a question. So Satish has a question. Okay, you worked as a program manager. Why certification? Don't you think experience is more than certification?
Yeah, I mean, so the experience is still important for the certification anyway, right? So you don't. It's not just you have the paper, then you know, right? It's not enough. But at the end, having the certification, okay, it's like you have. Sorry to say, but imagine that you have a door, and one door has a lock, and the other door does not have a lock. So at the end, there is. It's easier to go where there is not a lock. I mean, the other one is. So if someone has to choose between myself, who does not have the certification, and someone else who has the certification, the PMI certification. So again, it's it's recognized as the global project management standards, etc. So at the end, why they should come to me rather than going to the one who has the certification? They both are important, both.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
exactly. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, when you go for a job change, experience does matter. What matters most at this stage, especially in this market, they look for certification, at least to filter out non-certified people. And then once you get in front of the recruitment agent or into the hiring managers, in front of the hiring managers in interview, that's where experience will also count. That's where they are testing. Yes, you have certificates, but can you also do the job? So both are equally important. But for certification to get in front of the people, and experience to get the job. Okay,
absolutely.
Great. Satish has another question. Why do you choose Dharam? What is the different from other instructor? Did you speak to other instructor before deciding?
We really don't laugh, Dharam. So yes, when the decision was taken to take PgMP, and we looked into internet, and we saw there were several mentoring programs, something like, okay, 1 hour a week here and there. I mean, there was like, even I have to say probably cheaper. Okay, so, but like, there was something vague and not getting more information. The poor guy offered to answer questions, the poor guy here. So I was the one who had lots of questions too. So, like, okay, we want to understand better how it's going to happen, etc. So why I choose the Dharam? I have to say, at the end, he gave me the impression that he has the patience to work with me hand in hand if I needed help. I remember I asked him, what if I fail? What happens if I fail? Are you going to leave me alone? Because for you, if I fail, I mean, it was my problem. You gave everything you could. And he said, no, I continue with you, no worries, but you will not fail. I remember this, you will not fail. I tell you, you will not fail. So like, okay, and this was the first question, then another session with questions. So at the end, okay, I did not know him, okay? I did not know him at all. No one told me about him, nothing. But just, when you think, okay, he's the man. My gut was saying, okay, he's the one. I did not have doubt. Okay, I go with him. That's it. And with hindsight, if I come back in the time, and I have to choose another mentor, you know what? I will choose him again. Maybe he's not going to accept.
No, this is a good, kind word. Thank you very much. Okay. I think it's enough about me. So let me see more questions. I have more questions, but I think I will take the question from the audience. There are good questions as well. So Piyush, you have a question about the minimum criteria for qualifying PgMP. Let me take this question. So minimum qualification for PgMP, of course, you have to see whether you are a bachelor's degree holder or not. So if you are bachelor's and more, you have to show 4 years of program manager experience and 4 years of project manager experience. And within the 4 years, you have to show 6,000 hours. And if you are not a bachelor's degree holder, then you have to show 7 years of program manager experience. And within that, you have to show 10,500 hours and 4 years of project management. So that's the only thing you have to show. And again, the role does not matter whether your designation was the project manager or VP or PMO. What matters is, were you running the program? Were you running and the program definition is you are managing a project, combination of projects, sub-program and activities to achieve the common outcome with interdependency. The criteria is this project has to have some interdependency among them. So if you think that the work you did, whether that was a project manager's job title, you can still satisfy the requirement for program management. And again, Piyush, if you have any question around that, I'll be more than happy to answer that question. Okay. All right, let me see other question. I have been managing multiple projects and not really doing program management for about 4 years. Can I still sit for PgMP exam? So I think that's what we talked about. You can still sit. You have to see whether the work you did was as a program manager, program management, even if you were not program manager. So please, I think you should book some time with me. I'll be helping you one-to-one in this. Okay. Let me see other questions here. Thank you for this. Okay. What support do you have provided for completing the application? I'll let you speak and then I will provide what did you get from me during application time?
Well, we had some guidance about how to fill the tool to use to make sure that we had all the hours set, because there are really certain number of hours that you should demonstrate. So Dharam helped us with the tool so that we could check that we considered all the possible hours entered there. We created the application based on the guidance that Dharam gave us, and he checked them before we submitted the document really to PMI. Plus, in my case, my application has been audited, of course. So you remember that I was freaking out. Okay, literally freaking out, and Dharam was like, "Calm down, no worries, it will be okay, no worries." And PMI missed also the deadline to respond to the audit on time, so I was even freaking out more. Okay, but at the end, Dharam was also able to know, and he suggested me when was really the time I had to follow up on PMI, so that I did not bother too early and not too late, because for me, I could follow up every day to have this done, to be honest. But Dharam also told me, okay, now this is the time that you have to call the call center and follow up on this. And so it happened. So you are, that would be the support that you will have.
Yeah. So part of my service, I provide a recording where I'm explaining around what to do, what not to do. Then a application support handbook, again, some guidance on that, a sample applications. So all this will help you to put your application together, draft it as best as you can, and you send it to me. I will review it, make sure it is ready to be approved by PMI. So this is all about my application support. So if you're taking, if you're taking my mentoring program or a boot camp, you get that package already part of the program, or you can take it separately as well. Say, okay, let me get my application out first, approval, then I will take the other things. So either way, I can help you with that. Okay, so question I have from Richard. He was the first person asking the question, and that why did you notice? What did you notice the difference between PMP and PgMP exam?
They are totally different. They thought that so PMP. I remember PMBOK with all the things I had to study. The knowledge area, the process groups, the formulas. So really a lot of, lot of things to remember, a lot of things to, calculation to do, etc. Still in the PgMP, there are things that you have to know as well, okay? So if you want to go with PgMP and you don't have PMP, you would need to know certain key information about cost, etc. But I remember this, to be honest, 3 days before PMP, I was really literally crying as well, okay? So it's not that, but they are different information to learn, okay? Because you need to know how to plan, the method, the tools and techniques, etc., etc. With PgMP, it is really going to the deep of the value, the governance, the really the concept, okay, of the things. It's really more complicated, and this is where it's important to have a mentorship, because it's important also to talk. You understand better the deep concept that there is in every single role. Okay, it's not about learning something by heart. Okay, there are very few things to know by heart. It's not that you don't have, but very few things to know by heart compared with PMP. PgMP is really about learning the why you are doing things, and the value, benefit, what you have to do to maintain the benefit even after you realize it, etc. So completely different things.
Yeah, another very common difference is in terms of number of questions. You have less question, 170 question compared to 200 question, but yeah, complexity of the question is much higher than PMP exam. And as you mentioned, if you are sitting talking to somebody and somebody can explain you how to make it similar, look at the things which are making sense in the question. Maybe sometimes simple tricks, very simple trick can help you to get the answer faster, rather than you continue to read and try to answer the question. You spend 5 minutes and you could have easily get the answer if you are gone through some kind of mentoring program and taking that concept. Okay, thanks Viviane for that. And another question I have: what advice do you have for people who are PMP and they want to go for PgMP? Do we need to be program managers before we can apply for certification? So we have partially answered this question, that yes, you can go for PgMP even if you don't have the title as a program manager. And what advice you? Okay, for people who have PMP, I think if you can justify your experience, this is another best thing for yourself. Viviane, from you about.
I think if you have a PMP and you are willing to take PgMP, you may have the experience anyway. Go with contact Dharam, have a one-to-one discussion, talk with so he may confirm whether you are ready for the PgMP, etc. Yeah. I would not have any doubt. If you can take it, take it.
Yeah, no great. Doubt. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Other question I have is Dr. Ginger's question book aligned with the latest PM version 4? Yes, it is aligned with version 4. Her book is called PgMP Study Guide and Preparation, and this is at first edition, because the people get confused between first edition and the fourth edition of her book. She changed the name and title after fourth edition. I think she was doing. She did the latest book was done by herself. The previous book was with Dr. Leroy, and the last book she presented that's still valid for the fourth edition book. And this is that is the first. Actually, I'll show you. The book is, the color of the book is like this orange color, and I do have these books in my stock. I do sell these books. If you are joining my program, even if you want to buy the book itself, I have the books in my stock, so I have some discount as well. Okay, let me see what else question. We are almost time. If you can stay for a few more minutes, that would be great. We'll try to answer as many questions as you can. Okay. Thanks for understanding multiple projects. Can we reuse the application, PMP application for PgMP application? Yes, you can. You can use the whatever mentioned as a project management PMP application. You can still use it in the program management application, even though you called it as a project at the time. Now you realize that that was actually programmed, so you can still use it. No problem at all. Okay. How many? Okay, this question for you. How many hours did you study the exam for the exam, Vivian?
A lot.
A lot.
I studied every morning. So forgetting when I try to study after the working hours, every morning 3 hours. Then I worked. And okay, let's ignore if in the evening I studied again, because these were really reading again. I mean, I was not for sure fresh. And all the weekends, any day that I was at home, bank holidays, I always studied. I really did this in very few time after all. So it was, say, February, March, April, May, 3 months and a half, let's say almost 4 months. So
yeah.
At the end, it requires some effort to study, but I have to say it was also an exciting time because, again, having also with up and downs, okay, so sometimes laughing, sometimes like, okay, now I have to study, or I can't make this, etc. But at the end, it's really a great satisfaction. At personal level, I was very, very proud of me. Having done this, so it was good.
Great. So roughly around 100 to 150 hours of study. It depends on your style, how much can you retain, and some people need less time, some people need more time. So you need to know your strategy, your style as well. So that's good.
It was also lots of time that I was not studying anymore. So for me, it was really
perfect. No, I'm not laughing. Okay, I mean, you're reminding the session. We used to have a session and we used to have a good laugh. That's just not a study; it's just more than a study, actually. Anyway, so okay, I think we have a couple more questions. If I can't answer if I have not answered your question, please feel free to contact me again. So Dharam, do you provide Excel template for application? Yes, I do provide a template. Where you can count your number of hours, and that will help you to understand your eligibility. So feel free to contact me. I will more than happy to help you with this. And how to read SPM? It is very dry. Yes, that's why you need people like me to make it more enjoyable. So I mean, I can spend more time on this, but given the time, we have limited time. But it's not about I know it's a dry, but if you're read once, and it will give you some picture, some first reading is not going to give you enough. But when you start reading second or third time, you can start connecting the dots. And when you discuss with somebody, when you talk to somebody, it will be more visible to you. Important thing is if you can visualize the concept, whatever mentioned there, if you can relate with your day-to-day work, that will definitely help you to learn from the SPM. Okay, let's see. Disclaimer: if not mistaken, Vivian said she missed the deadline for timely response to PMI once she was audited. Mishap happens. Yet I'm interested to hear from her how PgMP helped you, Vivian, to perform on a more timely manner. Thank you.
I did not understand.
Thank you. Saying you missed the audit. I'm interested to know from how PgMP helped Vivian to perform on go timely manner. That I'm still not very clear what does that mean. But yes, I think it's talking about what PgMP gave you any extra patience or time control. Anyway, so okay, that's enough. I think that's it from our side. And by the way, guys, I'm starting a program on PgMP program on 21st, 2nd, 22nd, 23rd. This is more, I think this will work more for people in United States time zone and Mexico and all those countries. I mean, other people can also join, but it may be a little late night for you or early morning for you. And I'm starting a mentoring program on 18th of my time. I'm in San Francisco, so it may be 19th for you. So there are more program announced coming up for different time zone. So please feel free to contact me for PgMP training program coming up, PfMP program coming up, and actually I'm starting one PfMP program tomorrow morning. So if you are keen in doing PfMP, Viviane, open for you as well. You can still join.
Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, so anybody, whoever attended the program and who have registered for this program, you will be getting an email for a PDU. Yeah, please use that PDU for Viviane, you can get that as well. And this PDU will help you to continue with your PMP or other certification you have. For anything you like to know from me or Viviane, of course we are on LinkedIn. You please connect with her. As you can see, she's a lovely lady. She is very good to connect with, and she will help you answering your questions. And for me, yeah, I have probably in my link you see the a place you can connect with me in 15-minute time. I'll be happy to help you with any specific question you have. So once again, thank you very much, all of you, for joining this session. And Viviane, it was a very good session. I've done many sessions without, this was not only learning, but also fun, laughing, excitement. So I'm happy that I have invited you to this session, and I'm sure people have enjoyed this session, and more and more people will get to know you, and of course they will be appreciating your effort.
Thank you.
Okay, any last word? Okay, guys, so thank you very much once again. And if you still have any questions, I saw some of the questions which I have not answered. Please write to me, and I will try to answer your questions. And as I mentioned, you booked some time, we'll be happy to help you with that. And if you are struggling with because of financial part, I'm happy to discuss your situation. I might be able to give you some installment payment, so don't worry about that. I don't have finance or something. Please contact me. I will give you some solution for that. Okay, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Yep, thank you, and talk to you soon again, guys. See you very soon in another webinar. Take care.